Hey, what's up guys, it's Apollo Uchiha here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with a new story. The name of the story is What If Naruto Was Killed by Sasuke at the End of 4th Grade Shinobi War, but with a twist. And yeah guys, it is an unscripted story and my own idea. And yeah, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. And without any further ado, let's begin with our today's story. Story begins at the end of the 4th Grade Shinobi War. As we see the 9 Bijus gathered after the defeat of Kaguya, her being sealed alongside with the Team 7 and the Edo Tensei Kages, as the sage was amongst them, as Naruto and Kurama and the other Bijus were celebrating. As amongst their celebration, while the other was happy, something outrageous happened, something none of them had seen coming from miles away. Sasuke suddenly charged a Chidori in Onyx form and pierced straight through Naruto's heart. And then again on his other hand, another Chidori appeared, and then another wound was inflicted right there, as Naruto's body was frozen, and so was everyone else in constant shock of what was just going on in front of them. They could not comprehend, as suddenly Naruto fell down face first on the ground, his blood seeping out of his body, his eyes visibly widened with shock as he died. The light faded from his eyes, as each and every Biju was enraged, and so was the sage. Even the Team 7 members were quite shocked by what has Sasuke done, as Kakashi said, "What the hell? Why would you do that, Sasuke? Why? After all that, he was the one who believed in you," said Kakashi, visibly enraged. There was an imbalance in power in the elemental nations, Kakashi. Naruto itself was an anomaly, and I have just restored the balance. This is not restoring the balance, Sasuke. This is you asserting your dominance, you being insecure that you were not the strongest one in the elemental nations. And now? Of course I am. An Uchiha, an elite. But before he could finish, in a yellow flash, we see the Edo Tensei form of 4th Hokage arrived, and in his hand was a huge Rasengan which slammed in Sasuke's chest, causing a huge explosion as Sasuke was obliterated. And with his wide eyes, he too was now dead. But not even a speck of him remained, as with shaking hands, we see Minato fell down on his knees as he hugged his dead boy in his arms, as he saw the sun rise today. Today was supposed to be his 17th birthday. He was supposed to be happy. After all that hardships that he endured, my son, he should have been happy. Not like this. It's all my fault. I shouldn't have made him the Jinchuriki from the beginning, he yelled out, as Kakashi and everyone else was quite shocked who have heard this, as the young Hokage cried his heart out at the loss of his son. Like this, Minato had remained steadfast even after his death, believing in people, and the same people were the cause of his son's death. No more. But what was the point? His son was already dead. As Kakashi tried to console his sensei, "Sensei, enough! Stay away from me, Kakashi. You are also one of them. You could have taken him in. All of you could have done something, even you, Hiruzen, but you didn't do anything. You let those monsters do whatever they seem fit with my boy." As Hiruzen, with eyes closed as tears welled up in his eyes, looked down in shame. "I'm sorry, Minato. Sorry's not gonna bring him back. What am I supposed to tell Kushina? How is she gonna take this?" As finally the sage spoke, as even the Bijus were silent, with shock, with sadness. The only human that was able to understand them after thousands of years was taken away from them, just in the blink of eye, by none other than an Uchiha. As Kurama punched the ground, "It was always those damn Uchihas. First that Madara, and now this bastard. God, they should have gone extinct." As Sage then finally said, "Enough, son. Minato, I know what happened is sad. You do not know how I feel, Sage. You were not the one who lost a son." As the sage remained quiet after hearing that, Minato was enraged. He could care less who it was in front of him. He has just lost his boy, and that was the biggest of shocks and wounds that he could have taken. As his sadness and sorrow was overwhelmed. As now we see, the Satan said, I have an idea. Naruto has done a lot for us, and he did not deserve this ending. An untimely demise. So how about I send you back, son? Me? What's that gonna do? Not only you, but Kurama as well. Both of you will be going back before the QB attack, with complete knowledge of what happened. Really? This way you can prevent Naruto from becoming a Jinchuriki, as you said. And maybe Kushina and you, both of you, can, split Kurama in yin and yang and become perfect Jinchurikis, while Naruto will be able to live happily. No, said Kurama. I would never, ever consider myself a perfect Jinchuriki with them. If it has to be anyone, it has to be Naruto. Because that boy, I have seen him grown up. He was the only one who was able to win my respect, and even turn me into a friend. It has to be him. Fine. I promise you, Kyubi. Naruto will be your Jinchuriki again. But this time, you will not try to kill us, and we will be there to protect him. As Hiruzen said, but that will change everything in the past. I could care less, Hiruzen. If push comes to shove, I'll give you the hat back, like you always wanted, and maybe you can give that to Danzo, and I'll take my son and family and leave. Minato, you can't do that. Well, yes, I can. I've seen the conclusion of what would happen if Naruto was allowed to be raised by Konoha under our absence. It's right in front of me. As Minato got up, his clothes, his hands, laced in the blood of his own son. You see this? This is not on me. Partially. This is all on you, Hiruzen. You and every one of those Konoha members. Even you, Kakashi. You as well, girl. All of you are his murderers. Kakashi... Sensei, what are we gonna do? Minato-sama, I know. It's something that it's not easy for him to endure. Easy? Easy is not the closest thing, Kakashi. You don't even begin to understand my pain. You're lucky that Kushina isn't here. If she would have been, she would have taken all your heads. But what about them? They're not necessary anymore, said the sage. What? But you all will be erased, because this timeline will be changed and altered, where Naruto will live. And I'll make sure this time that Uchiha will go extinct. But Sasuke-kun, as Minato then Rasengan Sakura's face, killing her instantly with brute force. Sensei, said Kakashi, you killed your student? You should have taught them better, Kakashi. And this time, she insulted a father who has just lost her son and was siding with a murderer. How blind you have to be to follow a murderer, even if he had killed the one who has saved not only him, tried to at least, and the whole elemental nations. As with that, Kakashi looked down shamefully, knowing fully well what his sensei has said. He has failed them yet again. As now we see, Minato turned towards the sage. I am ready, sage. Alright, Minato. Be prepared. As instantly, with a few hand seals, Minato and Kurama were both sent back to time. As now we see, Minato's eyes opened after being engulfed in white light. As he stirred awake to find that he was in a bed, in his own house, as right next to him was Kushina, who was sitting up and she had a bump in her belly. Kushina. Minato, what is wrong? Good morning, by the way. She said, quite curiously. When is Naruto due? Oh, silly. You forgot? It's tomorrow. I see. As suddenly, now we see Kushina in that weakened state was taken over by Kurama. Minato, you remember, right? Kyubi, So, it wasn't a dream. No, it was not a dream. Naruto is healthy. And remember, tomorrow, Obito is going to attack alongside with Zetsu. You have to tell Kushina to be prepared and inform as much as Onbus as you can. Naruto cannot be allowed to fall into his hands. But how will you become his, how will he become my Jinchuriki? It's simple. While the birthing process is done, I will transfer myself from Kushina to him, all my own. You can do that? Of course I can. The sage has allowed it, and I will do so. As after that we see, the next morning came as Minato this time was prepared. And when the time came, we see that the security was tightened. As from afar away, a masked person, which was none other than Obito, gritted his teeth. Damn it! The security is way much tighter. I cannot get in. There is no weak spot. As a figure next to him, which was Zetsu, then said, We have to retreat back, Obito. Now is not the time. Another time might be. But we had a golden opportunity, a golden chance. Damn it. Well, this was to be expected. Minato is not to be taken lightly. He would have always been prepared for this. We should have seen this coming from miles ahead. You're right. It was a miscalculation on our part. Let's get out of here before we get caught. Hey, someone is there. Shit. As Onbus began to chase them. As on the other side, Minato smirked. Well, that settles it. For the time now. As now we see, a cries of a child was heard as Minato, now in his hands, had his son, as tears were in his eyes, as suddenly he had flashbacks of how his son died. All the time his son endured, the torture, the loneliness, everything, to the point where he died, helplessly, and everyone watched and did nothing. As he hugged his son close, and murmured something, I promise you, Naruto, in this time, you'll live a happy life. With us, your parents. As Kushina then, hearing this, then said, Minato, of course he'll live a happy life. We're here for him. We always will be. As Minato hugged his wife as well. Unknown to her, what her son went through, he has seen everything. And he has vowed, alongside with Kurama, that both will prevent any more tragedies from happening in Naruto's life. As now we see, everything was settled down. Kushina was moved to a hospital room which was now under heavy patrol as Minato staying in that room with both his son and his wife was happy until Hiruzen arrived. Minato, congratulations. And you as well, Kushina. What's the name of the boy? Naruto. Ah, I see. Nice name. What do you want, Hiruzen-sama? Said Minato, with quiet coldness, as Hiruzen was taken aback. Sorry to interrupt the family moment, I see. What do you want, Hiruzen-sama? Everything fine, Minato? I asked you a question, though. Well, the council meeting has gathered. They wanted to know who were the people some of the Onbus reported back. People? I don't know. That is why I'm here to inform you. Aside from that, we can go if you want to now. Of course, let us. As now we see, both Hiruzen and Minato moved in silence. Hiruzen was quite shocked that Minato was being cold to him. It has been never done before, as on the other side. So was Kushina. She was confused. As she then closed her eyes to take a nap, only to find that there was no seal there. Her mindscape was empty. What? Where is this? As suddenly a visage of orange chakra appeared. You don't have to worry about anything, Kushina. Your son is under now my protection. What? What have you done to my son? What do you mean he's under your protection, Kyubi? I will tell you everything, Ninken. But you have to promise me to not tell any of this to Minato, because he did not want it or wished for you to see this. You see, him and I are from the future, where Naruto was killed. He was killed by the best friend he was trying to save, Sasuke Uchiha, Mikoto's boy, your best friend's son. As Kushina's eyes widened, you're lying. It cannot be. I'm going to show you the truth, Kushina. As everything was then shown to her, Naruto's life, his academy years, all the torture and loneliness he went through, all the suffering, as well as mental torture and abuse he had to take from people, even Kakashi, all the way until in the end he was betrayed. After all of that, even saving them, and what his own teammate said, not even worried about his death, but her lover's death, Sasuke's death. As Kushina was shaking with rage, how could they? How dare they? She said with a sneer on her face. You see, that is why Minato and I did not wish for you to see any of this. But I thought that you as a mother should know why Minato is acting weird, why he was acting cold too. I know now, you don't need to worry about anything. Of course, family comes above everything. And thank you, Kurama. You do not mind if I say that name? No. I apologize first of all for what I have done, for thinking you as a mindless monster. It's forgiven. Your son, he became what I thought was a mere thought and dream and an illusion, even by the sage given to me and to us all Bijus, a bridge between us and humanity, only to it to be burned down by the very friend that he was trying so hard to save, for the sake of his other teammate, a selfless act that cost him his whole life. Not this time around. I will not allow that to happen. Neither will I or Minato. And Naruto still has to fulfill his destiny, because Obito and the others, the Akatsuki, they still exist, and their targets still are the Bijus. So we were supposed to die today. Yes, unfortunately you would have to die. But not any longer, because the time alteration is allowed by the sage himself, which is an agent from Kamiyami and Shinigami here acting on their will, because they too were not happy. What? But what I saw, he was alone there. Well, let me in on you a secret. After Minato disappeared, I was sent in later on, at the same time. You see, Kamiyami and Shinigami appeared, and they were not happy of what has become of the child of prophecy that they belovedly sent it to the world they desperately wanted to save. And they cursed that world, and that world was destroyed later on, erased from the timeline. And that is why they have altered this timeline so that Naruto can be happy. And he still can prevent some of the stuff from happening and fulfill his role happily this time around with his family as the child of prophecy. He will only save those who are redeemable and savable. And as for the rest, they are already damned. And they can go to hell for all we care. So you have to implement these teachings into Naruto's mind. Do not give a fuck about people way too much as he did in the past life. Alright, I understand. As after that we see the meeting was going on the other side, as Kushina, now knowing everything, was happy and was more than ever ready to defend her son if push comes to shove. As on the other side, Hiruzen with calculating eyes watched over Minato as he coldly answered everything. As Danzo then said, Minato, I want to ask you a question. Your son, he hasn't to be. Why would you even think that? There is no seal on him, and Kushina is still the Jinchuriki, is she not? Everything has been done fine, as it was with Mito-sama. Or do you doubt her and her teachings? No, how could I? Then that settles it. There is no need to ask any longer. As after the meeting was adjourned, Hiruzen then stood in front of Minato. As Minato then said, What? Minato, you're acting weird. From today onwards, since the day I met you. Today I met you. As Minato then said, well, I have been a lot under stress, and there are still some things that I'm trying to get my head around as a Kage. And I am mentally exhausted, to be honest. And quite fed up, to be honest, as well. So, yeah, I apologize if you see my behavior as rude. Oh. If you want to, you can take a few days off. You know what, Hiruzen-sama? I think it is the best answer that I give you today. I want to take off a few years. Wait, what? Minato? You can't be serious. A few days is good as you can get, but a few years? Yes, Naruto and Kushina. I want to take them somewhere. Spend a family time. After all, if if I'm not involved in his life like you weren't in Asuma's, I don't want him to turn up like him. I'm sorry to say this. Okay, if you say so. As after that we see Hiruzen was then reinstated as the Hokage, and as for a few years, Minato was taken to granted to relax with his family, as he took his family all the way to another side in the land of fire in Uzumaki's residence that was kept for only Uzumakis. As there we see the family residing now. As Minato was in a deep thought, as Kushina then said, I know everything, Minato. As his eyes widened, wait, what? Kurama told me everything. I saw everything as well. What? Where is he? Kurama, this was not decided. As Kurama's head formed in the form of chakra above Naruto's sleeping form, in a protective manner. I know it was not decided between us, but the sage told me to reveal the truth to her, because that timeline is destroyed now. Timeline? Yes. Since the past has been altered, it is a complete new timeline. So, that is why that was not necessary, and henceforth was destroyed. And Kamiyami and Shinigami themselves were not happy that what happened to their beloved child of prophecy. So they want him to have a happy life here. And for that to happen, Naruto need to be instilled with new ways to see over life, not with the ways of Konoha, the selfless way, as well as of Jiraiya's way. You're right. It was because of their teaching and their ideologies that were instilled in Naruto. Naruto wound up like that. Because we were not even there to begin with. Now that we are here, we can teach him in our own way. That is correct. And that is why Kushina needed to know what I was trying, or what the sage was trying to say and convey. I see. Thank you then. But no more secrets. If anything happens, we all share. Alright. As after that, time began to pass by, as Naruto at the age of 5 was the beloved light of his family. Both his mother, father, and even Kurama loved him. Because this time, Kurama watched him grow up from the beginning and still was his best friend. As now we see, Naruto was sleeping at the age of 5 in his room, as Kurama in his mindscape woke him up. Oi, Kaki, get up. Your mother is calling you. I can hear her yelling from even the ground downstairs. Jeez, Kurama, I want to sleep some more. Get up, lazy head. As Kurama instantly kicked him out of his own mindscape, waking him up. Jeez, what a bad fox. Why can't you stop doing that? It's my mindscape, you know. Haha, very funny. Now go, kid. As now we see Naruto with a pout on his face came downstairs. As Kushina then chuckled. Kurama woke you up again? Of course he did. Why would that baka fox do that? I told him not to. It's my own mindscape. As Kyuubi formed in the form of chakra behind Naruto so they could communicate with others. Well, this idiot over here wouldn't wake up. I told him that you were calling him and he still wouldn't. I say that this calls for a punishment, Kushina. What did you say? You are right though. As after that, Minato arrived. Now, calm down you two. Not that much of a punishment, okay? As now we see, they all chuckled and laughed as Naruto pouted. And finally, their 5-year stay come to an end as they returned back to Konoha and life went on back to normal. Minato was reinstated as the Hokage, while the others from the Shinobi clan had all the way up to the elders and the civilians tried to kiss their asses, even Naruto, to get on his good graces. Naruto, well, he was protected by his mother, by Kurama, as well as Minato. They already told him that people of Konoha would do anything, even lay on the ground in front of him and roll around like a dog and beg him to be on his good side. But it is all for their own ploy, not for him, because he's liked by them. So Naruto took those teachings to heart and he was really shocked to see that it really was what they say. They were really trying to get his attention. And even the clan heads were. As Naruto was now at the age of 8. For the past 3 years, he has been isolated, but he was happy with his own life. He was being taught by his parents and by Kurama as well, and he has learned somewhat of a sage mode and was even able to manage to contact toads, and they too were quite shocked that Naruto was such a prodigy. Naruto's whole potential was unlocked and he was learning and absorbing everything like a sponge and was quite a formidable prodigy, even more so than the Uchiha Itachi himself. Even Itachi praised him a lot and was shocked that even Naruto has surpassed him in some fields as he saw Naruto grow up. As now we see, the academy years were beginning and Naruto from the get-go was now the rookie of the year, always by his own lone wolf and the rookie of the year. It was time for graduation, and after graduation, Naruto took the headband and left, while everyone else was shocked because he did not even stay for the ceremony. He just said that he will ask his father what team he is in and what his sensei is. As this was going on, everything was being watched by the globe in the Hokage office, as the elder then said with a frown, "Minato, as much as we appreciate Naruto being a prodigy and all that, don't you think that his behavior is... what? I think it's fine. I mean, Naruto has his own personality. He always has been the one to fend for his own self, even while living with us. So I guess that is the reason he doesn't like to interact with people. He just wants to be by himself in silence, so that is completely fine by me. And as his father, I'm proud. And as a Kage, well, genius minds tend to wander off on their own, I guess. So that is why I appreciate him as well. If you say so, Minato." As after that we see Naruto was placed in the Team 7 again, but instantly was took off as Kushina wanted him to be her apprentice. So now we see Kakashi, who was not happy with that, arrived, as behind him was the other two members of Team 7, Sensei. Hokage-sama, with all due respect, even to you, Kushina-sama, I can't understand this. I was the first one to, submit that I would like to take Naruto as a student of mine. Kakashi, Kushina has been bugging me since the day before Naruto was born. So yeah, I misjudged. I forgot. Okay, it is my fault. But now that Kushina has reminded me again, I had to fulfill my promise as a husband and as a Kage. She has submitted the slip way long before you see? As an way older slip was shown, as Naruto chuckled. Seriously, Kachan? Well, of course, I was going to get the dibs on my son as his sensei, as Kakashi then sighed. Well, that is quite odd, but fine, I guess. If that is how it is, but my team is now short one member. That is quite now not good. What should we do? Should we put your team on reserves? I mean, if it is fine with you, Sensei, I guess that is the only possible option here. What do you say, Hiruzen-sama, elders? Well, the documents are official, and yes, Kushina is in the legal right here to take control of Naruto's teaching. So, we're sorry to say this, Kakashi, since we do not have any Genin at the time, your team is going to go into the reserves. What? But I'm an Uchiha elite. I can't be there. Why can't you be, Sasuke? Uchiha, tell me this. But why is Naruto getting a special treatment? Said Sakura. Who says he's getting a special treatment? It is by law of Konoha that Kushina is right in taking Naruto as her student. She has said so even before he was born. So tell me, little girl, how is he getting a special treatment here? As Sakura tried to mouth words, but she couldn't. That is what I thought. So, Kakashi, I'm really disappointed in your choice of Genins. And brooding brat as well as a no-logic, brainless girl. Is that the best you can do? Oh, sorry, Sensei. I should have thought more better. But you know what? You're right. I should conduct tests to see that if they are qualified or not. Well, go ahead then. These two should be enough, right? Of course. As after that we see, in the evening Kakashi arrived while Minato was alone in his office with Hiruzen. Well? They're not worth it, Sensei. You were right. Both of them are idiots. Plain out idiots. Well, what do you have decided? I have sent in a letter to their parents and told them that they are not fit to be shinobis, because they even tried to kill, well, more likely Sasuke tried to kill Sakura and she was willing to die for him. That is some next level weird shit that I've seen out there, Sensei. Kids today. They don't even understand what it takes to be a shinobi or konomichi out there anymore. Maybe we should toughen up a few more skills, sensei, so that those who can graduate from academy are at a tougher level. Most of the teams have failed today's test. Only a few teams have passed, and Naruto too has, because Kushina has given him the most toughest test yet. What? Cracking the seal. The Fuinjutsu seal. Which one? The Hakai Fuyin. And Naruto has to decipher it within an hour. And within 5 minutes he did so. My god. Seriously? The whole map that you think that is in front of you filled with kanjis, it is the decipheration of the seal that Naruto did. So it is the whole seal broken down bit by bit. Of course. Amazing. As this was going on, we see that Naruto and Kushina were celebrating. While they were celebrating, on the other side, the Akatsuki was seething in rage. Because no matter what they were trying, it was always failing. They tried to kidnap Naruto on multiple occasions, but somehow, whenever the kidnapper was sent, he was never found or returned. And as for Naruto, he too was unaware. But the only one that was aware was Kushina, Minato, and even Kurama. Because he, with his rod chakra, emitted so heat that he would burn bodies to a crisp. Not even their ashes would remain. And not even their clothes. So that is why Naruto never realized that someone was here in his room trying to kidnap him. He always bugged his parents that his room smelled like burnt something, but there was nothing that was burnt there. As his parents just told him that maybe they should, clean out his room and all that. Maybe he was hiding some dirty clothes and that's all. As Naruto would just pout at them. But in reality, they were hiding the truth from him, which in his own right was good for him. And as such, like that, years begin to pass by. The numbers of Akatsuki's assassin begin to dwindle, to the point where only Zetsu and none other than Obito himself are left. Even Pain, who was sent with his bots, were destroyed and killed. Nobody knew where he went. The last place he was in Konoha, because now everyone in the Akatsuki was desperate to get him, and no more than Pain himself. As now we see Obito slamming everything to the wall. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it! What are we doing wrong? How is this continuing to happen? Why is this even happening? We don't know. But that kid, something is odd about him, Obito. No matter how many we send, who we send, he just stays the same as ever. Something is odd about that. Then we are out to find him. No, you won't, Obito. Zetsu. What? As a cubified Naruto arrived there alongside Minato and Kushina. Because we're gonna take care of you now. As the trio of parents then arrived and commenced a battle of a lifetime. As now we see, the battle raged on till the sunrise, as both of the parties were exhausted, until the sage appeared. You two are going to cause a lot of pain, a lot of suffering to my children, and to the elemental nations. And henceforth, you two are to be banished in the limbo, as he banished them both to the limbo forever, for them to be stuck there with no end for eternity. As this was then done, we see that sage turned towards them. Enjoy the life that has been granted to you, and may Naruto live a happy life this time, and a healthy one. That he will. You don't have to worry about the sage. And after that, sage disappeared, and Naruto did live his life happily ever after with his family. As for Konoha, no matter how much they tried to influence him, no matter how much they tried to grab their paws on him, nothing ever faded or phased through their protection barrier of Kurama, his parents. And as for Naruto, he lived happy and even married the demon priestess from the demon country. And both of them were happy as well. As this is where I'm going to be leaving this story off, guys. I hope you like this one, and if you do, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. As this is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm signing off for the day. Peace!